want large houses in my target market. Okay, so for best results in marketing process, it is best to determine the type of house for your market and the level that it would take for a new buyer to buy the house or your customer to buy the house. So the level, the entry level or market or mid-level market or what have you. And if it's how much of a fix-up you're willing to take on, and or if you're gonna have to thrill it really nice up, or if you're going to keep it simple for landlords. These are all considerations. Some of you might have a background in high-end housing and want to take that on. Several investors I know like the houses that are in the middle market, perfect for established families, professionals who have paid off their student debt, that kind of stuff. But for a lot of us, the rehab is more rewarding in that kind of market than in the first time the landlord's market or the first time owners market. But just kind of like think about that. Some water. So do's and don'ts in your niches for your marketing. Let's start with the don'ts. Don't blast every house in a zip code. Don't create a site with every SEO possible. Search engine optimization is SEO. Don't have a generic message, and don't have a generic call to action. You want a call to action that's now. Do's and don'ts, or do's. Here's my do's. I'm giving you my probates. Landlords, that's NOO, that means non-owner occupied. Pre-foreclosures might be it, and that's what you're talking about, the foreclosures, but before it goes to the courthouse. Expired listings, that would be a real estate, if you got a partner as a real estate agent who will share the RMLS with you, and you can comb it for expired listings and start contacting people who gave up with their sales agent. And then code violations, that kind of thing is, pretty great too. Any questions?
I have one. Why are code violations good? Okay,
so code violation would be contacting the city and finding out what kind of houses are bothersome to them, and if they have a code violation list, and then marketing to the owners of those houses. For example, and I've never done this, but for example, this, and I've said this, some of you know this, it's one of my pet peeves, is there's these houses on 19th Street and E, 19th Street and E that are yellow, boarded up, falling over, and there's about 3 blocks of them with about 7 houses on there or more. And I finally called the city of Springfield to find out how I could buy them. And they said that, oh, well, we're looking at actually purchasing those. The owner is in probate, or the owner died, so that it's in probate. And so we're looking at buying them and turning that into multifamily housing. But they gave me a number of someone to call and contact to compete with them, basically. So I called and contacted him, told them I'm a private real estate housing provider, and I'm interested in those houses, and bulldozing them, scraping them, and getting multifamily in there. And they were like, oh, that's great, because city of Springfield decided not to, after all, buy it, compete. So you have to now, so now I have to contact the estate of the guy who died. How neat's that? Anybody want to do it with me? I can't see you in case you're like saying yes.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we already know who owns it.
You mean
I know their address, I know all of it.
Yeah.
have everything.
Okay. I have a file here too. Okay. That would be fun. Great.
Yeah,
I know
let's
the
do it.
brother.
Oh, you're the brother.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
Go knock on his door.
have you knocked on his door?
Well, we could. I mean, the last time we talked to him, we were told no, absolutely not. And then,
Well, now
You
you
know.
know. Now you know a little backstory that he's not selling to the city of Springfield. So
yeah, it'd
Yeah.
be worth knocking on his door and talking to him again. He
Yeah.
knows us.
He knows
Yeah.
us
well, good.
without giving away too much.
I just gave away a whole lot.
I can give you his address.
I have a file here somewhere on it all.
Don't, yeah.
Yeah.
How do you know he's not selling to the city?
Because the city told me.
Interesting. Okay.
Who is that?
This is Marcos.
Okay, yeah, I can't see you guys right now, so sorry.
Hey, I have a question.
Yeah,
If you're working with expired listings with a realtor, do
Yeah.
they still get their commission since that was once their listing?
No,
no, it's the opposite. You'd be teaming up with a realtor who's sharing the RMLS website with you.
Right.
Yeah, as like an assistant.
Okay, so they don't get their commission. If I buy the house, or I buy the contract, if I find a seller for the house, does that realtor get their original commission on the sale?
No, because they're out of contract now.
They're out of contract. Okay.
Yeah, yes. Let's see who's all on now. Okay. Okay, so the next thing I want to say is choose your niche and then get good at it. I am not good at contacting somebody who has like the brother you're talking about, Kevin and Saffron. That's not my niche, but my niche is probates. So kind of like it'd be like expanding my scope a bit. But my niche is working with personal representatives that are working probates. That's what I've decided for the last 2 years my niche would be, and it's really helped me a lot. I'm going to say right now I have too many leads to keep following up on. It's just driving me nuts. I have this sticky note that says, follow up makes me a fortune, and it's the follow-up. And I've talked about that before. So the other way to say that is the fortune is in the follow-up, but I added the word me in there. Okay. Oh, so then you want to build a system and plug people into that system so you aren't working the business every day. I'm not doing all parts of my system, but it does get busy sometimes, and right now it's busy. You will become known in your market as the go-to guy or the go-to gal for your niche, especially when you counter out and expand your spider web of network, like I have been doing with attorneys and that kind of stuff in the probate era. If you don't know what your niche to choose is, start thinking about what type of people want to help, or what needs you want that you feel is not being addressed out there very well, or that you want to take care of. There's a list here on your screen that you can see. But again, like last week, I said, people is the business, or last month, right? People is the business, not real estate. Oh, that wasn't last month, was that, Jeanette? Okay, never mind. The business is people. Okay, choose a lead generating system. So we're going to go through some lead generating systems. Here's a little picture of some ideas. Google Ads. If you're going to advertise on Google or get really good at Google, Facebook ads, Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist. There's probably some more that have popped out now. SEO is building a website that will bring people to your web page by having a phrase that leads to your website, like we buy houses fast or something like that. Okay, the one in the middle here is ringless voicemail. That's like the newest, latest thing. It's getting controversial though, which is to have a system that dials out. You load in a spreadsheet to the system, and it dials out phone messages like, "Oh, sorry, I missed you." Blah blah blah. Property finders is hiring people to find properties. Driving for dollars is you doing it yourself, driving around and taking down addresses and then trying to figure out who owns it, how to contact them. BSOW is, look at my notes. I know it's here. Oh, bandit sign on wheels. This is where you can get people to put signs on their cars and advertise for you. And then with your We Buy Houses Fast, or wherever you're at, I told you guys I'm tired. A sign and a phone number with an extension, and then the extension will let you know that which car caught that caller's attention, so that you can give that driver compensation for being out there with your sign on their car. Pretty cool idea. I don't see it much here. I know that it's done in a lot of cities across the nation. So that is an opportunity here if anybody's interested in that. And then lastly is direct mail marketing. And it's probably not lastly, but it's the last one I got on here. Direct mail, in my opinion, is what I'm doing. It's very costly. I put thousands a month into it, and it hooks up to my website. And I know I've talked about this before, but hey, a lot of you guys are new tonight. Another thing would be to combine some of this stuff and using your methods. So like a direct, so direct mail with saying you're buying houses that leads to your website, which leads to your phone numbers or that kind of stuff, or leads to your Facebook, your direct mail leads to your Facebook that shows how much people love you. These are just some different ideas. Let's see what I missed. Any questions?
You missed Instagram.
Oh yeah, I don't know Instagram. I see Dan Gandy does a lot of Instagram, right? You guys see that?
Yeah.
I don't follow Dan Gandy, but I think you might be interested in looking into that, Grace, since you're starting to do short videos online, because it's a very good platform for really quick videos about what you're doing. Yes, it is. I follow some people on there just for that
Okay.
purpose. Yeah.
Thank you for that. It was like 2 months ago when you told me to do the real you videos. You said, I like the real me videos. So like the next day I did one and I got over 3,000 hits.
Yeah,
Those would be awesome.
we like your videos.
Getting hot in here. Oh, geez. Okay. All right, wait, come on. Don't do that. All right, let's see. Finding leads. Okay. Some of us get our leads from wholesalers already, and we build our own leads too. These are a couple sites that I have never used. List Source from Melissa Data, but I will show you List Source, and I think I have used it, but just done it through Evergreen Land Title. Which is the next thing here is you can get your title company to get you lists, which is, I think, it's the cheapest. It's free. So it's a good idea. You can develop your own list, like driving for dollars or hiring someone else to drive for dollars for you. Oh goodness. Okay, stop that. Hire a virtual assistant to put together lists from public domains. I do that one, and it's been amazing. Once you have a good list, you now have an asset. This is just a thought. Like if you were to sell your business, once you have a system going like this, you now have an asset to sell with your business. It just saying. Okay, so here's an example of list source. And I'm pretty sure this is, I know I've used this before, whether it was through Microsoft, when I had like a membership with Rich Dad, Poor Dad, or whether it was with Evergreen Land Title when they might have moved to this system. But it is, highly convoluted, I must say. You have to click on figure out all these drop downs, and all these drop downs have 10 different things after that. So it is difficult, but if that's your thing and you can do that, go for it. I have done it and then made my list, and then you get it exported into a CSV file. Is that what you call it, or Excel? And then are able to make your list that way. But you get a lot of information. Another title company that is helpful is American Title too. I think they're getting back in business again here. I didn't say that. Exnay that last comment, okay? American Title is in business here. You just got to get a hold of their marketing person to help you build your list. And they have a great data source that really do. Any questions?
I don't know what information I want on the list.
Oh yeah. And so I would think sitting with a salesperson at a title company is the best way to figure out that kind of thing. But you would still if you're visualizing that avatar, then they can help narrow it down and help build the list.
Okay, my other question is on list source. Now, being an insurance agent, we get lead lists we buy all the time, and they're crap. I'll be quite honest, they are just crap. So the one from lead list, did you find that the data was valuable, or was it just a lot of junk?
I don't remember.
Don't remember.
Yeah, no.
Because
Yeah.
it's very expensive buying lead lists, and for us, they have been people that don't qualify, that aren't I mean, they were just,
Yeah.
most of them don't qualify. Most of them have lots of tickets and don't qualify.
Right.
You're paying $3,000 a month for lists of people that you couldn't sell to them anyway, insurance,
Just
because
waste a lot of time.
yeah, it's just a waste of time and money, a lot of money.
Yeah, if anybody out there is interested in building learning how to download lists and how to select and that kind of stuff. Cheyenne at Western Title is really good at it. Chad at Evergreen Title is really good at it.
Chad?
Yeah, Chad. He moved from Cascade to Evergreen Land Title.
So you know that there's a company called RedX, and they sell expired listings. They're not that expensive. You can pick an area you want to be in. I don't know if you can do it if you're not a realtor or not, but those listings, they've checked them out. They've got the phone numbers and everything. So you know that they haven't meanwhile sold. They are true expired listings where people have, either pulled their homes from the market because they didn't sell, or they've just expired out with the other realtor.
Okay, so and rather than searching on RMLS, this company is called
RedX, REDX.
Okay.
I don't know if you have to only be a realtor to be able to get onto them. That I don't know. I know I use them.
Who's talking right now?
Pearl.
Hi, Pearl. Because I can't see you guys. So, but then again, if you can partner with a realtor,
Okay, so that's fine if the realtor has that already, but if you've got a realtor looking through all the expires, let me tell you, that takes hours.
Yes.
So,
Yes. So
I mean,
so Pearl, have you purchased from RedX? And
I
What-
just started and I've started working my way through it. They come highly recommend. I do coaching with some pretty big realtors through my
Okay.
company. And this is one of the top companies. And I've used some other things and it's just like throwing your money down the toilet.
Right.
I have one more month with one company and I swear to God, I'll be so glad when I'm done with them. So, you know.
I've been there, done that too.
Oh God, like kill me now. I could have gone on vacation.
Yeah, I've done, like, there's a lot of, like, you listening to podcasts and somebody's in Portland is saying, you need to sign up with this, you know, they're selling this deal, and when they're selling it and you go to something website / their name, you know, and then they're getting a cut on it when you sign
Yeah.
up. So you get all of this guru propaganda, let's say, of
Mhm.
signing up for all these different ways to make money, to find your list, to, you know, send out your mail outs and all that kind of stuff. So I get it.
Now, I know I've just been in real estate a little over 2 years, and I know one of the things that I've learned is if they have never sold real estate, why am I buying a program from them?
Oh,
You
really?
know,
Wow.
so
Anybody else want to chime in? Okay, we'll go on to next slide. Okay, working the lead list. Simple, stupid, right? You could mail them, you can call them or text them, or you can go knock on their doors, right? Simple, stupid. You can do another thing that's not so super simple, stupid, which is look for their Facebook contacts, become friends on Facebook, or try to get in front of them through Instagram and all that kind of stuff. Not my deal. I've never tried that, but that used to be like one of the main guru things that they would talk about is using Facebook, and then instant messaging them on Facebook. And it does make sense. I mean, it does, because there is a population out there that does not read email, that does not open their books or their mail, and will respond on instant messenger before they ever open up text. There is that out there. So, you know, it's a lot more convoluted to get it done. Anybody tried that? Okay. And then of course the thing is repeat, whatever you choose. I said in the beginning we'd be going into one particular type, in this because it's the one I do. Mail. You create a list, obtain a list, create a mailer, send the mail. Then this fourth thing is, like, if you have a phone number for them, you make an outbound call. And I remember when I did this back in February, somebody volunteered to do my outbound calls. Oh, this says inbound call. Okay, I digress. You receive an inbound call, which is way better. And then you have to keep a list going of who called in. And my list looks like a book. This is my second book of all those in calls like that I have to keep following up on. Follow up, offer. That's the hard part. And again, what makes me the fortune? It's in the follow up.
So can I ask you a quick question?
Sure.
When you say obtain a list, what kind of list are you obtaining? Are you just obtaining like expires, pre-foreclosures? I mean, is that how you're working?
Yeah, so you might have missed in the beginning where I said that my niche is probates.
Okay,
And
all right. I did miss that. I apologize.
Yeah, and I hired someone to make my probate list. And so I taught her how to use public domains of lists for all of Oregon, except for 2 counties in Portland area, Washington and Multnomah. I don't want them. And so she makes me this list, and I pay her $2 per list that per number on the Excel spreadsheet, let's say, because she's putting in a whole lot of information, and she's going to the court system to look at the probate filings and all this kind of stuff. So I mean, it takes her some time. So and today's check was for $382 that I sent her for this month. And then I make this huge mailing. By huge, I mean expensive mail outs is what I do. So I'm not just sending a letter or postcard, which is my next slide. Let's go there. Postcard or letter. I actually create a big card. Oh, if I could show you on here. I'm opening one that was refused. This is like the fourth one I send the person, so they knew who it was from. It was refused. Expensive envelope. And a card, looks like this. Oh, and I tell them, this is the last time sending you a letter, a card, or whatever, you know, respectfully, sincere, blah, blah, blah. And then I include my business card because it is the last time I'm sending them. I haven't sent them a business card yet. In the previous ones, they have QR codes, they have information about probates and all sorts of stuff. They get to hate me by the end sometimes, but the person who walked me through the house in Cottage Grove today had received that fourth letter over time, and I've been sending to her since January. So you never know, you never know. So let's go to this stupid little question. This is like when you go to guru classes and all this kind of stuff. It's like, uh-oh, sorry, did I interrupt somebody? Postcard or letter. How big should my postcard be? What colors are best? Should it be handwritten or typed, or use that typing font that looks like it was handwritten that you can buy, purchase in? Should you use blue ink, red ink, black ink? Do I include a website or just my phone number? Do I lick the envelope, or do I just leave it untucked, or do I just tuck it? These are all things. Real stamp or not, you can get much cheaper postage than the postage I'm paying for here, because I'm paying full price for my postage. This is one of, anyways. Any thoughts there? Marcos is like an expert at all this. I'm just waiting for him to chime in. And no,
No,
Marcos.
it's all you're covering it all. Doing a great job.
Thank you. All right, next slide is a card we received here. And this is just a really cheap postcard, no envelope, has my address in there, so I should have blacked that out. But you can see, if you look at this, that every Y is the same, every G is the same wherever I saw another G. So this is a font that was created to look like handwriting. And that's a thing you can do. And then here's okay, this is pretty cool. So you can get a postcard and have it sent out to a list who creates a nice glossy postcard with a picture from Zillow on the house, or from something, they're getting it. So, and this is newer. So most investors across the country are not doing this, but your postcard will stick out, immediately like a sore thumb. They'll be seeing their house on it, and, with a lot of color around it and that kind of thing. And this supposedly has great rates of returns, response rates. Another question, and I mean, another reason this works so well is look at that headline on the first one here. Is this your property? And then they put in address and that kind of stuff. I want to buy it. So the lead is this your property? Good question. I mean, it's great. I don't know exactly how this works, but you can see up here, per REI Black Book, the response rate is like 1.5 to 2%, which is really, amazing, because I'm not getting that response rate, that's for sure. But anyway, let's see if I have any information who that is. I don't know.
What kind of cost per unit are we looking at on something like that?
I'm sorry.
What kind of cost per unit are we looking at something like that?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have the contact information for that. I'll look that up. Let me write that down. My watch is telling me it's time to stand up, folks. Let's see. Let me go back to that. I'll have to dig into that and find it. I already went over that. Oh, this must be it. REI print mail. And they'll help you set it up. So you can see there, it's just from their website. I already have a list. I need mailing list. You can talk to a coach. Just write down that phone number, and see find out what they do, and how they get the picture of the house on the card. Because I'm guessing they're just getting it off Google or Zillow or something like that to do it once you send them the list. Everybody want to move on?
They apparently sell lists too to go with it.
Yeah, they sell. Yeah, they sell the list. So I'm sure it's, it takes some money, because complimentary coaching. Oh, and they sell highly targeted lists. Step 1, enter the number or quantity you want to start with. All right.
Grace, a while back, I read about a guy who goes driving for dollars, and he takes a picture of the house that looks like crap,
Yeah.
and then he prints it on the envelope in
Oh,
the space where you would put your return address. He prints a picture of what the house looks like right now and sends it to the tired landlord with his letter saying, "Are you tired of being a landlord? This is what your property looks like right now." I mean, he doesn't say that, but
yeah.
there it is right there.
So think about that. He's probably finding a list from a title agency, probably, of non-owner occupied. In the industry, it's called NOOs, okay, news. So so then he's getting the list, and then he's driving it or sending someone else out to take pictures of it, and that is a really cool idea, putting it on there.
I liked it a lot. And
Yeah.
he's the same guy who also pays people to put his bandit signs on their property so that the city can't remove them.
Yeah.
And he pays them like $25 a month or whatever. And then every time he gets a deal closed off of that sign, then he'll give them whatever, $1,000 or whatever.
Yes.
So
So the other way to do that is just give him the commission when they get a deal. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah. Instead of $25 a month,
but whatever. I mean, if he's paying $25 a month and he gets one lead a year and makes
Yeah.
$30,000 off of it,
Yeah,
it's
right.
totally worth it.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah.
If you don't have the money to seed out all those signs first, it's really great. And so I like that idea. I like that idea a lot. I like both those ideas. Is this the guy in Portland? Or is this like just anywhere?
No, I can't even remember where I read it. It's been a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Maybe 3 years ago, probably.
Well, I heard
And-
of like doing the
yeah.
picture in a letter inside, but putting it on the envelope is golden.
I think that he was somewhere in the South. I want to
Okay.
say like,
Florida.
yeah, somewhere in the South.
It's highly competitive in Florida. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. All right. Let's see. We're getting close to the end here. Okay, and this is the repeat part. Okay, plan to send at least 3 to 5 to the same prospect. And if another thing that I've been learning since I'm this slideshow is that touches is like the new word now. Touches. These would be 3 to 5 touches. If you were able to also text them, call them, Facebook them, whatever, then you're able to get many more touches. But the touches idea now is like 14 touches before you can get someone to respond. And I get people to respond by saying refused, so that's a response. But the standard of 5 times rule has been that for decades, and I wrote this on the slide, didn't I? And now with constant interruption age that we live in times, but now I'm hearing it's 14 instead of 8, so it's a lot. I actually got a call from from an attorney's office out in Bend or somewhere, asking me not to send them any more letters. Like, that's
We
mean.
got a lot of those in my business.
I'm like, they're like, our clients do not need your services. I'm like, well, maybe your clients doesn't have a rundown house yet that needs a bunch of it removed. You have to get that client next.
Well,
All
they're
right.
doing you a favor so you don't waste your money sending them more
I know.
mailers.
I know they're doing me a favor, and I don't take it as rudely, but yeah, when I get a call from a PR, a personal rep that says we sold it, we're going to keep it, and all that kind of stuff, I'm like, thank you so much for letting me know. That's really nice. Thank you. Good luck. Yeah. Follow up. So I just already mentioned this. But again, the point of all of this is when you do follow up, what do you ask? You find out why they need to sell and how soon they need to sell. And you want to qualify them. So once you get somebody calling you, and before you go driving out there to see the place, ask them at least those 2 questions and find out. And then the third question that I didn't mention was, do you have it listed? You always want to ask that question too. Do you have it listed? Are you working with a realtor to get it listed already? So, because those are all non-qualifying, you're taking them off your list then. Okay. Any other things to mention before I finish up here? Every time I talk about marketing, I always talk about your marketing budget. So, money or time? We've been talking about money, but you can also look at your time. If you don't have the money, do you have the time? So, and then when you're looking at your time, how much is your time worth? Is it better to pay someone to do some of that work for you? And so your time is worth money, because that's what's happened for me. Or, start off without money, so it's just your time that you're spending. I'm going to turn off the record here. Does anybody have anything to say before I turn off the record?
Do you work with Fiverr? Do you hire people from Fiverr?
I have hired people from Fiverr before, mostly for making presentations like this. For doing
Cool.
for PowerPoints. Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Appreciate you putting it together. It's nice
Thank
seeing
you.
the familiar faces.
I'm gonna stop recording. Oh, now I can see you guys again. Yay. Well, thanks for coming tonight, everybody. So the main meeting is next Tuesday. No, not next Tuesday. Oh no, the members only mystery meeting is next Wednesday night. And it is a mystery where it's going to be, because I don't know yet where it's going to be.
It's a real mystery.
Yeah, it's a real mystery. And then the main meeting is in a couple more weeks after that. So.
Awesome.
Thank you for sticking it out with me through my tiredness.
It was real interesting. Yeah.
Well, remember that doing marketing work can be tiring.
Well, the good news is it's pretty much the same as what I do right now.
Yeah.
It's just figuring out what I want on my list and what niche I want to work in and that sort of thing.
What if you were, Jeanette, what if you were able to get a list in the area of people who were just bounced out of being insurable because they had too many claims?
I
And
don't
then
think I-
maybe that would be like non-owner occupied or somebody that needs to sell their house because they can't, for whatever reasons. I don't
Yeah.
know. Just a thought.
Yeah, I don't think I could get a list like that. It doesn't quite work that way. We never know when the insurance company's carrier is going to decide to non-renew them. It's usually a surprise.
Yeah.
Some people have 2 or 3 losses and they're still okay. And other people have 1 and the carrier goes, nope, we're done. We're not. And I've had some this year that have had no losses at all. And my carrier, Farmers, has dumped them. So you just don't know. Yeah.
I
You just-
remember that story. Yeah.
5 big buildings, no losses, 35 years. and
Yeah.
they renewed them.
That was a big client of yours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the state of Oregon said they were perfectly legal. But Farmers said, we don't care. It's
Yeah.
a safety hazard, so we're gonna non-renew.
And it was because their deck had something.
Yeah, the new Oregon law that railings on balconies can't be more than 4 inches apart.
Oh,
And the state of Oregon said unless they're doing major renovations, they do not have to bring them up to code until they do major renovations. So legally, they are fine the way they are. Farmers said, we don't care what the state says. It's a risk, so. And the
Yeah.
law says it's illegal, so we're gonna non-renew. And only one of the buildings had balconies, but he pulled all 5 buildings because we non-renewed one of them. And that was $60,000 of premium.
oh, man.
Yeah.
Man. The
So-
feel for you. That's why she's getting into real estate investing.
Yes. Yeah, and I have another big one that I lost simply because they decided they would no longer insure mobile home parks. And they've been with us for 30 years, no losses. And we're not gonna insure them anymore, so
So farmers don't insure mobile home parks anymore?
nope.
Wow.
They won't insure loggers, they won't insure truckers, they won't insure hotels, they won't insure mobile home parks.
Oh, they're just killing it.
They're just killing it, yeah, yeah.
What
And
about
Ryan
Foremost?
Hofstadt, if those of you know Brian Hofstadt and Cresswell, the majority of his business was hotels.
Who is that?
Brian Hofstadt, he's the one that does all those Christmas decorations in Cresswell.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah, and
What
the
it-
majority of his business was hotels.
And Foremost wouldn't take it over.
They just non-renewed him, said, bye, we're
Okay.
canceling your policies.
Ah,
Wow.
Yeah. Good luck. So,
all right.
that's it. So that's why I'm getting into real estate investing. But marketing is pretty much the same.
Yeah, it is. It
I
is.
would rather buy somebody's house than sell them an insurance policy, so.
You'd rather make like 30, 40,000 after getting that one marketing lead
Well,
than,
the numbers are pretty much the same, so we have to make that 100 calls a day, just like you do. But when we make 100 calls a day, it's for $60 in commission. When you make 100 calls a day, it may be $20,000, you know.
it's much more motivating, don't you think?
It's much more motivating than $25 in commission and you've spent 9 hours on the
Yeah.
phone, you know.
Yeah,
for
yeah,
25 bucks, so yeah, it's a little more motivating.
yeah.
And personally, I like helping people out of their problems, you know, they've got
Yeah.
to get out from under, so. Yeah, I'd much rather buy than sell. So,
Well, thanks everybody for being on. Carol, who's new, Levon, who's new, Pearl, who's
Thank
back.
you. Thank you for the info.
And John's iPhone, who's new, and Chelsea, welcome back. So, Saffron and
Hey.
Kevin, always in Marcos. Jeanette,
Guys,
see you Friday.
call us.
Oh,
Very
yeah.
Very nice, guys.
Okay, okay.
Take care.
Bye.
We have a class Friday night.
Yeah, we do.
And if we can move that to 3, if nobody objects, that would help me a whole lot.
Okay, we'll find out Friday night.
Okay, because I just need to be there to watch the equipment for like a half an hour and then shoot.
Oh, that's
back
it?
from
Okay,
Widdicombe Lake. Yeah.
okay. All right. Bye.
Thank
All right, see you later. Bye-bye.